Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eleni. I'm a first year dental student, and this week I wanted to do a study with me vlog, and I kind of wanted to show you guys everything I do in a week to study for an exam and to prepare. And so today it's Sunday and I have an exam on Thursday in cardiovascular. Last week I made the mistake of not studying on the weekend, so I started all my studying on Monday, and I actually had an operative exam and I had a cardiovascular exam, and I also had a basics presentation. So it was a very busy week for me, and I kind of wanted to make sure I didn't make the same mistake from last week. So I started studying a little bit yesterday, and I'm basically going to start today. And I thought I wanted to take you guys along with me and show you guys everything that I do to prepare for my exam. So the first thing I'm going to do is map out my week in my planner, and then I already have my first lecture downloaded, so I'll have to download the other lectures, and I'm gonna watch the lectures, and then I'll go back and review the lectures and take notes on the lectures, and that's basically how I study. And then usually the professors will do a review, so that will be like the third time I see the material, and then usually I'll go through one more time, like right before the exam, either the day before or like the night before, and that will give me a fourth kind of view of the lectures. And so I typically like to do a couple of views or passes of the lectures, and I think that it's important to see the material more than once and view it a couple of times throughout the days, and that will give you better, like the repetition of seeing the material over a couple of days I think is very helpful, helps the material stick in your brain. And if I'm really organized, I'll make sure to review the material that I studied for the day like later that night, and even the next day I'll review that material a little bit too before I start the new material. So it's all about repetition and seeing the material more than once, and that's why I like to study either a week in advance, and if I have time, 2 weeks in advance. Because I just had my exam on Friday, I really only have about a week to study for this next exam that's going to be on Thursday. So yeah, now let's go downstairs and get into studying. Okay, so I like to study in the sunroom, and this is my little study area, and I really like it because of all the windows, and it brings a lot of light in, and it's just nice. And when it's warm, I like to open the door a little bit. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to write everything in my passion planner and kind of just plan out the week with all my lectures and everything that I need to do in this week before the exam. Okay, so I filled in the schedule for this week into my passion planner, and so basically how I like to do it is I'll make the blocks for each day, and then I will have for each lecture, I'll write it and then have a little box. So each time I finish a lecture, I'll just check it off. It makes it easy for me to organize things, and I can see which lectures I have finished and which lectures I still need to do. And so then I also have on Thursday is my exam. We have all our exams at 12 now. And then I also wrote in workout because I want to make sure that I'm still getting workouts in my day. And later on I'll probably fill in things that I have to do this week. And yeah, so that's how I like to plan out my weeks. And I also did fill in the month. I have my cardio exam Thursday, and then I start GI the following week, so I have my 2 GI exams. And then for June, I also have my 3 renal exams, and then we're done the 19th. So we have 1 exam each week until we're done. So next I'm gonna go onto Canvas, which is the site that we use, and I've already downloaded the lectures that I need for today, and now I'm just gonna go on to Echo to watch the lectures that were recorded from last year. And I'll watch the lectures, and then I will also have the PowerPoint open, and so I'll take my notes in the PowerPoint as I watch the lecture. guys, it's the next day and I finished my first lecture yesterday and I started the second lecture, but now I have a Zoom class for nutrition, and then after that I have another Zoom class for another lecture, and the professor is just going to do like a review for that lecture just to help us out for the exam on Thursday. And then after that, I think I'm just going to continue watching the lectures. And then maybe tonight I'll start reviewing the lectures that I've already watched. But yeah, I feel like because all the lectures are already up on Canvas, I'm just going to get through those first before I start reviewing. Sometimes I will take my notes while I'm watching the lectures, which I think is helpful, but I don't think I have enough time to do that this week, so I'm just gonna get through all the lectures first and then take like very brief notes on all of the lectures after that. But I have my Zoom meeting now, so so I finished with my Zoom lecture for nutrition. So now I'm just going to go back to the lectures that I was watching before in medicine. And so how I take notes during the lecture is I'll highlight things whenever they talk about whatever they have in the slide, and then I'll take notes. So I'm actively taking notes, paying attention, making sure I'm understanding what's going on during the lecture, so that way when I go back through and do my notes, I'm understanding what's going on and I'm not seeing things for the first time. So it's a lot easier for myself when I'm reviewing if I had actively paid attention during the lectures. So I'm going to finish the lecture that I'm doing right now, maybe continue with the other lectures, and then maybe tonight I will start reviewing and making notes. Hey guys, so it's a lot later. It's now 9 o'clock. I finished all of my lectures for today. I had nutrition, which was actually a live Zoom, and then I had 2 medicine lectures that I got through. Actually, no, yeah, 2 medicine lectures and then a pathology lecture. So I finished all the lectures for today, and I started the one lecture for tomorrow for pharmacology. So I'm getting through that now, but I might call it soon. And so I just wanted to show you guys like how I organize everything. So I will first download everything off of Canvas, and that's the site that we use where they post all the lectures and everything. And then once I have it downloaded, let me show you. Once I have everything downloaded off of Canvas, I put it into a folder. So I have my folder here for cardiovascular, and I rename all the lectures and number them in the order that I'm going to go through them. So, you know, I have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, up to 8. So we have 8 lectures. And then I put here, there's some like review sheets. So I put the review sheet after the lecture that it goes with. And then I put below it some questions that are going to go with it. And then for this lecture, I put the review sheet below. So once I finish going through all the lectures, which I'll finish probably tomorrow, I'm going to go do the review sheet that our professor sent for the first 2 medicine lectures. So anytime the professors send like a review sheet or something, those will typically be very helpful for the exam. So I like to go through those. So I'm going to go through those tomorrow, and then probably just go through the rest of the lectures and focus on the main points. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. But when I'm going through the lectures, what I do is I like to highlight everything that the professor says that's on the slides that they gave us, and then anything that they say that isn't on the slide that I think is important, I'll write in the speaker's note down below. So anything that they say, I'll highlight, and then anything they say that isn't in the slide, I'll write it down below. And that's basically how I take notes on my lectures, and then obviously I'll study from my highlights and the notes that I take. So I'm just gonna finish up doing this lecture, probably another half an hour until like 10 o'clock, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Okay guys, so it's about 10 now. I didn't finish that lecture. I'll just finish it tomorrow, and I'll finish the other farm lecture tomorrow morning. I got a late start this morning, but I think I started around 11. So I basically studied all day. I did take a nap for a little bit, but yeah, I basically studied all day. So I think I can go to bed tonight feeling accomplished and get a good night's sleep, and wake up early tomorrow, maybe around like 8 o'clock, and get back to it all over again. I'm gonna shut everything down, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Hey guys, it's the next day. It's now Tuesday, May 12th, and it's around 9 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna get back into the farm lecture that I was watching last night, and then after that, I'll finish up the last farm lecture. So that's what I'm gonna work on this morning, and then after that I'll start reviewing and doing the review sheet that the professor sent for the medicine lectures. So that's what I'll be working on this morning. So it's now 12 o'clock. I finished going through all the lectures. So now I'm gonna start reviewing, and I'm gonna start from lecture 1. And the professor gave us review sheets for the first and second lectures. So I'm just gonna go through those because that will kind of help me focus on the most important things, because obviously if the professor is giving a review sheet of what you should study, that's probably what's going to be on the exam. So I'm going to go through those 2 review sheets for the first and second lectures, and that will help me focus on my studying. And then after that, I'll review the rest of the lectures, just going through my notes from the lectures. Next morning. It is now Wednesday, May 13th, the day before the exam. And so last night I just went through the 2 review sheets for my 2 medicine lectures, and then I also watched this review lecture that the professor did for the 3rd medicine lecture. This morning I'm very quickly watching the dean's lecture, which we actually already had in the fall, but they're gonna retest us on it. So I'm just quickly watching it. I actually already found my notes from last semester, so I have those here. And then in about an hour, we're gonna have a Zoom review with the TA. So I'm gonna watch that. I think that it's always very important to watch or go to reviews, whether it's the professor's review or the TA's review. I think those are like very helpful, because either if it's the TA's, they're going to tell you from what they remember, like what's on the exam, what they think was important, And then if it's the professor giving the review, obviously they're going to tell you what's important for the exam because they wrote the exam. So I always like to go to the reviews, and it's just like a extra view of the material, an extra pass of the material. So I really like going to reviews. And yeah, so then after the review, I'll continue going through my notes, and hopefully the review will help me focus on what to study for the rest of my studying for the night. And then all of our exams now are at 12, so that means tomorrow morning I'll still have more time to study, which is great. So yeah, I'm just working on this lecture right now, and then I have the review at 12. Guys, it's a little bit later. I'm now working on some notes for my farm lecture, and I did work out, so I'm a little sweaty and gross right now, so don't mind me. But I was eating a snack, and my cat here has been licking some of the leftovers on my plate, and he knows that I'm talking about him, so now he's acting innocent. But I see you, Coco. I see you eating the little bits. So anyways, so today I finished the 2 review sheets that the professor gave for the first 2 medicine lectures. I watched the review for the 3rd medicine lecture. Then I had the Zoom review with the TAs. I quickly went over the inflammatory lecture, which we had already had in the fall, and now I'm working on the pharmacology lectures because I know that has a lot of content. So right now I'm using my iPad and I'm taking notes on notability, and I think I'll do another video on how I take notes to show you guys what I do for that. But basically that's what I'm going to work on right now, pharmacology. And so I'll take notes on all the drugs for this lecture and the lecture after, which is also another pharmacology lecture. So we had 2 pharm lectures. So I think I'm gonna work on those now and for the rest of the night. And then after that, I'll probably finish Path, which I started, but I didn't get to finish it. And then maybe I'll start reviewing the first 2 medicine lectures again tonight if I have time. And then tomorrow I'll just do like a final review of everything, and hopefully I can get through everything by then. So I'm gonna get back to my notes and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so it's now 11:30, the night before the exam. I'm doing some last minute review. Well, I guess it's not last minute. I still have tomorrow to study. I'm probably gonna wake up early, maybe around 7. So I get a couple hours of studying before the exam, which is gonna be at 12. So right now I'm doing a 3rd pass of the material. So I started with the first lecture and I went through the review notes that I did for the first lecture, and now I'm on lecture 2, just like reading through my notes. And I like to highlight things. I don't know why, but I feel like when I highlight things, it just sticks in my brain. So I'll highlight things, bold, underline, make them in red. And that's basically how I study, like just reviewing my notes. This is how I will review them. So I think I'm gonna finish reviewing these notes right now, and then tomorrow I'll pick up again and go through lecture 3 from 3 to 8, hopefully before the exam. I right now don't feel too good about the exam. There's still a lot of material that I need to cover. I still haven't really gone through the path lecture, and I went through the pharmacology lecture again, but very quickly, so I feel like I still don't know it. So there's still a lot of studying I have to do, but thankfully I still have tomorrow morning. But I don't know, I wish I had more time to study for this. I only got not even a week. I started on Sunday, and the exam is tomorrow, which is Thursday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like 4 days to study for this exam. And yeah, I feel like I definitely could have used more time, but this is the only time we got. So because of the circumstances, typically we would probably have more time to study, and typically I would write out notes for each lecture, which obviously I didn't have time to do that because that takes me a long time to go through each lecture and like write out all the notes. So basically I've just been like, well, I did the review sheets for the first and second lecture, and then all the other lectures I basically just like read through them again, and because that's the only thing I've had time to do. But yeah, hopefully I do okay. I did really well on the first exam, so that's why I feel like I'm not so stressed for this exam. I feel like I should be more stressed because I don't really know the material, and I'm getting a little bit scared right now, but hopefully I do fine on this exam, and because I did well on the first one, hopefully it'll give me a good grade in the end. So I'm gonna study for like 30 more minutes and finish at 12, and then I'll probably wake up again around 7 tomorrow morning. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It's the morning of the exam. It's almost 9 o'clock now, so I have a few hours until the exam, so I'm quickly reviewing as much as I can until the time for the exam. So hopefully I can get in as much studying as I can. So I'm gonna start studying as much as I can for this exam. So yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so it's 15 minutes until the exam. I'm really nervous, but I just want to get this over with and enjoy myself after this. So I was able to review pretty much everything. I have one more lecture that I didn't go over, so I'm going to review it really quickly in the last like 5 minutes, and then around 11:50 I'm going to log on to Exemplify, take 5 minutes to just like breathe and calm down, and then I'll probably start the exam right around 11:55 because we're supposed to start at 12. So they say you can log on around 11:45, and then I guess you can start at any time between that. So I set up a little spot down in my basement just so no one can disturb me, and you know, it's quiet down here and my cats can't come and bother me. So this is a little spot that I have for my exams. So I'm going to quickly review a little bit, and then I'm going to log on for the exam. Hey guys, so I finished my exam. I'm so glad it's over. I think it went okay. I definitely could have studied pharmacology a little bit more, but for the most part, I feel like the questions were pretty straightforward and were what the professors said were going to be on the exam, so I think I did all right. I also just Zoomed with my friends and we talked over the questions. I love doing that with my friends after the exams. We even did that like before this when we were in school. But yeah, so now the exam's over and I'm going to relax now for the rest of the day, and I think I'm gonna do a game night tonight with my family and maybe do s'more. So I always love to do something fun after the exams to de-stress and relax. And yeah, so basically, I guess this will be the end of this vlog because I'm done studying for the week. And I feel like for this week, I was a bit rushed with my studying. and it wasn't like how I usually study. So maybe I'll do another video like this if you guys like it. So make sure to give it a thumbs up if you guys liked this kind of video of me showing how I study. So just like to recap, I studied this week a little bit differently because I had a limited amount of time because the exam was today on Thursday and my last exam was on Friday. So I only had Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and like half of today. So I didn't even have a full week to study. So basically what I did was I actively watched all the lectures and then I reread. I like went through the lectures, reviewed them, highlighted things. So I had 2 reviews of the material, and then I did a review sheet for the first 2 lectures that the professor sent out. So that was included in my second review of the material. Then there was a TA session, which was like kind of a third view of the material, not really. And then I quickly went over everything again this morning. So that's like 3 passes or 3 views of the material, which is what I usually do. But typically when I was in school and I had more time, what I do is I go to the lectures, actively take notes, pay attention, and then I typically write notes for each lecture on my iPad. And I think I'm going to do a video of how I take my notes. So make sure you guys stick around for that video. But yeah, that's basically how I typically study, with writing notes, and then I review my notes like the night before the exam. So that again would be like 3 views of the material. And yeah, I think everyone studies differently though. Some people like to type up their notes. I am very visual, so I like to write down my notes when I have time. This week I didn't have time to write down my notes, so I just reread them all. But yeah, that's basically how I study. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like it was a little bit kind of all over the place. I don't know, we'll see when I edit it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment down below and make sure to give it a like. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!